Hello and welcome to our channel again. Today, how do you feel? Have you ever found yourself questioning if a woman is attracted to you simply by looking at the way she stares at you and how she moves? It is similar to attempting to solve a puzzle. Every look and every motion seems to give conflicting signals, leaving you more perplexed than previously. But picture this. Imagine being able to interpret such signs using complete clarity. What if, at the conclusion of, you would have the key to this video? Deciphering ATT's secret language. We're going to dig into the top of the action. 8 indicators of body language that show when she is attracted to you, despite the fact that eliminates guesswork and leaves everything unsaid. No more questions, simply unquestionable indications that everything will become crystal clear, so prepare to start this intriguing adventure and learn about the interpreting her every action with a delicate art. The wordless dance of eye contact's power of desire in the human world link. A language is present. More primordial and ancient than words, I look at a seemingly straightforward act. Bears within it the burden of unsaid, the subtle technique of attraction through emotion. When a woman's eyes are pulled to you, will remain for a little moment more than typically an inadvertent but significant signal that is so strong it's practically burning feeling that arises when your eyes meet. It's not only fantasy, rather the clear spark of desire is ignited. Her students may also betray you. Her thoughts were expanding, ever so a little uncontrollable reaction that signals that draw in this little delicate, she doesn't intentionally shift. Controls instead of an instinctive response when she's interested in something. Therefore, if her eyes appear abnormally large and bright with an intensity that captivates you, it's highly likely that she is, yes, I'm curious, but tread attentive to the eyes can also. Deceptive pupils enlarge during fear while drawing a thin line. The difference between attraction and apprehension is insufficient to just look at her eyes, once pay great attention to the real. The continuity of her gaze is the test. If her eyes repeatedly meet yours, retaining that electric burning gaze, it becomes evident that she is more rather than simply being there. She feels pulled to you. If you're taking pleasure in these observations and still traveling with me, allow me to know by leaving a number 1 comment. Below, I appreciate you sharing this time. The lip-biting motion is one of my 2, and licking subliminal cues of desire. In the body's silent language, there are expressions that convey a lot of information, communicating ideas that language cannot. This lip-licking and biting is very noticeable. As nuanced but potent markers of curiosity when a female bites lightly or licks her lips when you're around, which is like a silent, unspoken signal implying that she has a unique focus on you. The lips acting as a naturally delicate and seductive region of the body naturally attract attention. When she concentrates on them, whether by a quick lick or casual bite, isn't only a thoughtless act, it turns into a means of communicating a relationship, an indication that she might be considering something more personal or just feeling more connected to you. Whatever the precise idea, this gesture is an obvious way to show interest and curiosity, but it's crucial to keep in mind that these behaviors shouldn't distract you much. Our intention is not to become obsessed with the gesture, but to observe it as a component of a more extensive pattern of non-verbal exchanges. If you observe this behavior repeatedly, it's a clear sign that she is genuinely attracted to you and intrigued by establishing a closer bond between the 3 delicate technique of blushing, a quiet reverberation of unquestionably. There is an attraction. Enchanting about a woman's gestures, cheeks get a gentle rosy hue, which is as if at that brief instant the core of her feelings is exposed. When she blushes around you, it frequently conveys a greater meaning than a silence. Attraction's unspoken confession recognition of the chemistry between you. blushing, that soft hue, flush, the instinctive act of rising to the face reaction, a physical expression of strong emotions, whether originating from the attraction's heat, the warmth of humiliation, or the rumblings of a deeper feeling. It's a strong natural. Give a signal if you see her cheeks changing, pink as you look at each other, or if you give her a compliment, it's probably. She senses more than merely casual interest, that she's not just conscious of your presence, but it could also have an impact by it in ways that she is unable to completely control. Of course, some women blush more easily than others. Compared to others, and it's crucial to maintain keeping that in mind, but if you discover that she facial hues with that subtle warmth, whenever you're close by, or when the talk becomes light-hearted or flirtatious, which is a positive indication of mutual attraction, but exercise caution. But not to attract too much notice to it by publicly recognizing her blush can make her feel even more vulnerable, self-conscious, rather than allowing the blush to speak for themselves in a quiet but effective way. Manifestation of your relationship with 4, the silent power of proximity. They use language of closeness to describe actions. Talk loudly than you can with a few movements and words. Disclose more about a person's actual sentiments as opposed to the nuanced art of closeness, when a lady voluntarily moves entering your private area, when she puts herself in a position nearer to you than what societal norms could consider suitable. It's a quiet yet significant declaration at that precise moment. Her body is expressing what language cannot, showing a degree of curiosity that, think about this, it goes beyond the superficial. All of us naturally maintain a specific physical separation from people we don't fully understand, a shielding border us from other people. But when interest comes into play, that is invisible barrier abruptly disappears, leaving merely people who are centimeters away from you don't feel. It feels natural, even though it's uncomfortable. Thrilling, if she stays close. Lightly or in a casual manner, brushes against you. A packed room decides to sit just next to inform you when there are additional seats available. This isn't a subconscious accident. Level, she is indicating that she wants to be nearer, not only in terms of physical proximity, but it's also a brave act on an emotional level. A brief but impactful invitation to connect. Of course, context is important. Situations and conditions can have an impact. These actions, although generally speaking, if she appears to be drawn to your orbit in order to look for ways to be close to you, it's an obvious and powerful sign. In its most subdued form, closeness is an invitation with a flashing green light, clearly that she appreciates having you around, and maybe she wants something more. If you continue to observe and discover resonance in these observations, which I would want to hear your feedback regarding number 2, below to confirm your presence. Thank you for participating in this adventure and for giving of your precious time. 5. The delicate technique of playing with hair in a calm. There is a gesture of invitation, so carefully woven into the timeless. The flirtatious fabric that it possesses maintained a language of silence, of a playing with attention for ages, with a woman's hair when she starts to play with her hair in front of you. It's not merely a passing habit. It's a non-verbal cue or a playful gesture. It suggests a more profound interest in hair, that the focal point of her femininity is where allure and vulnerability are met by. She ran her fingers over them. She gently calls your attention to tresses, to her neck and cheeks, 2 regions abundant with erogenous zones and sensitivity. It's as if, during those times, she is automatically enhancing her inherent charm and producing a magnetic attraction that begs for your attention. This action can be as subtle as a swift hair flip, a soft swirl of between her fingers, a lock, or a beautiful hairstyle behind her ear, or with her hands, it might unfold more brazenly. Moving carefully through her hair, each elegant and purposeful movement urging you to observe in any event. It is a silent but unmistakable hint that grabbing your interest to ensure your gaze stays a bit longer now. Some ladies might just be prone to stroking their hair without going any further purpose. But if you observe this pattern growing more intense when you're near, it shows that she is attempting to create an appearance. It's a masterful, subtle invitation as a reminder of her aspirations. You'll see her as she really is. And maybe additional 6, the theory of putting the unspoken language of according to attraction. The body never tells lies. It uses a language that is far more truthful, more than words, and frequently the manner in which the depths are revealed by positions themselves. Of their involvement in an emotional woman's body abruptly changes to face you as she leans in your direction in a manner that makes her want to be nearer. It's a loud statement, not just a movement, and obvious I'm pulled to you. Think about how you position yourself at a moment when you don't care about someone. Your physique is still at ease, possibly open, but not actively involved. There isn't any genuine investment in the relationship, is only an informal knowledge of their existence at this time. Compare this to the way your body automatically acts when you get across someone who makes you feel something, someone who can't resist your torso, faces your shoulders naturally, uncross all of your legs and square them up. You're realigning to create an uninterrupted direct link. This is not a coincidence. It's the subconsciously silent realignment of the body, creating room for a closer bond. When a lady positions herself in a way that you, as she leans or angles in it, is a powerful but frequently undetectable signal. She is putting you in the forefront of her interest, and put her focus at the heart of her existence. Her unwavering feet point in her gaze, and the route her torso follows attaches to yours these little. But it is impossible to disregard strong cues, since they discuss both the physical and emotional attraction, a wish to establish a connection that surpasses simple dialogue and an honest. And there's more to inviting posture than merely it is an implicit invitation to talk. Statement: I have a stake in what you must express who you are, and in the link that we are exchanging. 7. The delicate foot placement of the silent journey to want. As we explore the body's silent language, let's focus on an often neglected but incredibly revealing feature, placing our feet as we prefer to concentrate on the clearer indicators of attraction. The alignment of a woman's feet can provide modest yet telling information about her degree of interest in foot, similar to the others. The body naturally adapts to our feelings, even if we are not conscious of them. When we're not involved, just moving our feet are free to roam about in space, indicating whatever way that feels organic. But when someone records our subtle attention to something within of us, alterations, our feet also appear to follow the pull of attraction, turning on its own toward the thing we want. It's as if our bodies themselves conform to if you observe that a woman's inner focus, the feet are slightly inclined toward you, even though the remainder of her body appears focused in a different direction. It's an excellent silent line at her feet, without realizing it aimed at you, are indicating that her subconscious is sensitive to your presence, constantly ready for the potential closer relationship. This isn't only chance movement, which is a combination of purpose, a gentle invitation that whispers, "Of course, I'm available to you." When seated, context is crucial. Pointing with their feet opposite each other is only natural for them to be toward one another, but if you are standing next to each other, or if her legs are purposefully crossed to face you, this is a blatant accident, strong indication that her attention is directly on you, and at that very time, her thoughts and her attention is directed by her body's alignment. With silent focus in your direction, if still here, you're discovering these. Please leave a remark if your reflections are meaningful. Number 3 down here to inform me of your accompany me on this trip, your time, and thank you so much for your engagement. 8. The skill of subtly revealing the silence. There is a declaration of attraction, a particular style of elegance in the manner that the lady quietly modifies herself in the existence of a potential suitor. A sensitive self-presentation dance that her actions speak louder than words. Begins to get ready to fawn over her in a subtle way. Look, it seems like the cosmos itself is communicating with a quiet but strong message. I want you to locate me. Appealing this kind deed of self-grooming is not merely an automatic motion, which is a manifestation of internal drive to straighten her clothing, blowing her hair, and using a dab of lip gloss for every tiny tweak, is a subliminal promotion for her. Being a woman is an unconscious method of enhancing her inherent charm. These behaviors that appear to be inconsequential are derived from a deeper want to be observed, to attract the attention of someone who may be attracted to her. Think about this. Never devote time to refining our appearance unless a more profound, the act of preening, isn't motivated by. It is about more than just personal maintenance. Indicating that you are available to showcase oneself as a possible partner in this subtle way. Grooming is essentially a silent self-promotion as a means of expressing here, and I would like to appear in a new light. So when her smoothing is noticed, mending a stray hair with a skirt, or quickly examining herself in your presence is not an isolated incident. Rather, it is an indication that she's attempting to impress, and it's likely that she hopes you're the someone who observes these tiny intentional. Her method of quietly painting is by motions. Calling your attention to examine her more closely, and possibly spot her in the how she wants to be seen while we're sketching this travel to a memorable attraction is much more than a quick look or a suddenly there is a quiet symphony. A complex dance between the body and the heart conducted using the tiniest of gestures, the most delicate motions, the how she looks at you for a longer period of time than anticipated, how her posture changes simply a little, as you say, the tender, almost undetectable manner in which she plays with. These are not random acts involving her hair. Are the subdued yet potent words of an invitation to a soul drawn to another enter a more profound relationship that words cannot adequately convey in the realm of the body-human connection is real, teller, unadulterated, unrefined, and deeply. To be honest, it expresses sentiments that there are just no words to describe how her body is angled in your direction. Your gaze seems to draw you in as though this is drawn to it by an unseen force. The body is silent, but not coincidence. Unspoken. Declaration of desire. Assurance that there is more to come beneath the surface. Each and every gesture expresses a desire or longing to be perceived, comprehended, and able to relate at a level higher than the physical. However, these messages are more than only, they are revelations, invites, are the body's signals that I'm present. And I would like you to know that I am drawn to you and I feel you. It's a language that addresses the spirit, overcoming the limitations of language and reasoning. When she points at you with her feet, when her body slightly tilts in, it seems as though she is getting closer. Expressing a desire for more via reaching out, I'd like to get to know you on a deeper level. It's an attraction dance, where each look, each change, and each a gentle gesture has the capacity to start anything remarkable. It's a magnetic pull and an energy exchange, things words can only hope to convey. In actuality, when two individuals connect via the implicit language of the body, the subsequent events are anything but commonplace, unadulterated, genuine, and it is unquestionably strong today as you move. Going forward, I urge you to pay closer attention. Near these silent cues, they open your eyes to the body's language. Pay attention to everything around you. The silent cues that can be the essential to comprehending her actual emotions. Keep the mystery of attraction at bay. Stay a mystery. Spend some time reading these indicators and open the door to a more profound and significant relationship if you found this insight to be useful. Make sure you follow this channel and tell someone about it who might also gain from understanding the delicate art of attraction, and naturally inform me in have you noticed these comments? Indications in your personal encounters. What have you found any subtle clues? Let's enter the discussion because the path to body comprehension and the attraction never really goes away. Remind yourself the next time you see or look at or sense that slight change in you'll be able to tell the dance has already started and are now prepared to take the lead.